All right, yeah. So this was recently brought to my attention. There's a new competition in town. It's an online competition. Many of you know that the GBWC there won't be one for 2026. We'll have to wait and see what happens in 2027. Seems like a long ways away. However, I just recently was informed about this. It's the GWCC, so just got to remember that, not get tongue-tied. The Gaahleri World Creator Cup from Gaahleri. Actually, I always say Gaahleri. I believe they're pronounced Gallery. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, look at this. 6 categories, $30,000, one ultimate stage. So let's take a look. Introduction. The Gaahleri World Creator Cup is more than a competition. It's a high-stakes professional marathon designed to showcase the discipline, technical mastery, and creative vision of the world's elite makers. Hosted by Gaahleri and Kaleido Colorworks, the GWCC celebrates the entire life cycle of creation, from the first digital sculpt to the final airbrush detail. Our mission is to provide a world-class stage for creators to prove their skills, share their processes, and set new standards in the global maker community. One world, one stage, GWCC. So, what does that mean? 6 categories. We have sci-fi, subjects from science fiction, fantasy, futuristic settings, mecha starships, creatures. A focus on high-concept world-building, artistic narrative, and advanced effects. To understand the difference between this category and 3D design and printing, see the FAQ below. So there's the sci-fi category. Auto. Civilian vehicles, including streetcars, racing machines, motorcycles, and trucks. An arena for showroom perfection, mirror finish surfaces, and engineering fidelity. Military. Historical military subjects, including tanks, planes, ships, associated figures. A category dedicated to historical authenticity, technical accuracy, and environmental realism. Miniature. Historical, fantasy, or sci-fi figures and busts. Focus on fine brushwork, a test of micro brush control, color theory, and character vitality. 3D printing. For creators who design and sculpt their own files. Bridge between digital and physical for the full stack creator. This category rewards original digital design and sculpting, flawless print execution, and finishing. And product design, which is interesting. Original tools, accessories, or functional maker hardware. If you have any ideas for a great new hobby tool, now is the time for you to shine. You can 3D print, make prototypes out of anything that you think is suitable, as long as this is your original design and idea. So they have a breakdown of the prizes. Once again, there's money on the line, which is different than many of the competitions that we follow. Many of the most highly regarded competitions, including the Golden Demon and the GBWC, there isn't any money on the line. There's honor, there's valor, but money's good too. I think a lot of people like that when you win things. So what do you get? So for example, the sci-fi category, the champion, $800 USD, and $800 Gaahleri USD, and there's one prize for a total of $1,600 USD. So it's split between straight cash and a gift card. And then it just goes down and down from that, right? Like first runner-up, $500 USD, so on and so forth. There's a most creative category, which is cool, and then honorable mentions. And there are 5 most creative awards. And then there's 10 honorable mentions. And so that's $50 cash for an honorable mention, plus $50 in gift cards. $50 gift card. and they'll be giving away 10 of those. So all told, in the sci-fi category alone, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. So that's a lot, right? 18 prizes. And if we go to all the other ones, it's the same thing more or less, right? Well, okay. And yeah, so for example, product design, there's 7 spots for the design award. I'm kind of interested in what would show up in this category, but there's more to it as far as how to get involved. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. So let's check out this timeline. So April 11th, registration starts. This is where you can register online. Let's take a look at that later. Participation activation from the 11th to May 10th. We will guide participants through an activation process that explains the rules and regulations, the competition's logic, the judging criteria, and how the judging works. It's not a hassle, just email it explaining all you need to know. 3, the competition begins. All applicants will have their bios, social profiles, ideas, and updates published on our official website. Voters are also invited to register and participate. The build. Contestants, so starting May 11th to September 9th, contestants can now post weekly updates about their projects and actively engage with both voters and the community. Voters can now interact with contestants by liking or commenting on the updates. Voting begins. Last day of submission, September 9th. Judging phase begins September 10th. Winner announcement September 16th. So they've got this whole breakdown of how it all goes, which is pretty cool. Scoring logic. 70% pro judge scoring. Our mystery pro judges will evaluate each project with the utmost professionalism, focusing on the concept, craftsmanship, story, and creativity. Every entry will be judged fairly and thoroughly, ensuring a top-notch judging experience. In this whole paragraph here, the thing that gets my attention here is that they're mystery pro judges. And typically with these competitions, they're actually very proud about the judges that they get, and they're kind of like front and center for these competitions. You know, it's like a point of pride that they were able to get this person and that person to be a judge. So the fact that they're mystery pro judges, I don't really see the benefit of that, other than maybe like to avoid harassment or something like that. I don't really see why they would be mystery pro judges. 20% gallery scoring. We would assess each project with a focus on craftsmanship, creativity, and how effectively gallery products are utilized. Our goal is to celebrate skill and innovation while ensuring a fair and professional judging process. 10% community votes. Community votes are vital to the final scores in the GWCC. Your opinions, taste, and preferences directly influence the outcome alongside the judges' evaluations. Your voting matters, ensuring a balanced celebration of creativity and skill. Requirements: original work only. All entries must be new projects created specifically for the Gaahleri World Creator Cup. Previous works or unfinished projects are not eligible for submission. Timely submissions. Entries should be completed and submitted on time. Late submissions may not be considered for scoring. Age restrictions: 18 years old at least. If under 18, participants may need a guardian's consent to join. So I did read the FAQ earlier. What makes GWCC different from other modeling contests? Most contests judge only on the final result. The GWCC judges the entire journey. It is a 4-month professional marathon where your discipline, documentation, and community engagement are just as important as the final paint stroke. We want to see how you solve problems. What are your concepts, ideas, and creativity, not just how you finish. So I have some things to say about that, but let's just continue going here. The competition lives at where is the competition hosted? It's on this website, gwcc.online. What are the differences between 3D design and printing and the rest of the categories? 3D design and printing means that you have to design your own 3D files, print them, and finish them In contrary, for example, if you bought, received, downloaded the file, print them, and finish them, then it is considered as not 3D design and printing. It could be of the other 4 categories depending on what the file is, blah, blah, blah. Who can enter? It's for everyone, whether you're a professional or a highly skilled hobbyist. You must pass a vetting process. So that is interesting. You must pass a vetting process. We aren't just looking for talent. We are looking for creators who can commit to a 4-month build schedule. So again, I want to talk more about that, but let's just kind of go over all of them. What does the vetting process involve? After you register, our team will guide you through a simple activation process where we will explain to you the ins and outs of the GWCC, the rules, the competition logic, the judging criteria, and how the judging works. As this is our first time hosting such a big scale competition with a specially developed social voting website, we want to make sure that you are comfortable for the entire competition. Can you enter something that I've already started? No. What is the weekly update rule? Starting May 11th, every contestant must post at least one progress update every 7 days to the site. This can be a video or a gallery of up to 10 images with a written description. This is to prevent any frauds from cheating the system with past work. We know that this isn't foolproof, but we want to cover every base we can. If you have any special reason why you can't commit to this, let us know, and we'll work something out. What happens if I miss a weekly update? So there's a lot regarding this sort of weekly gallery. What happens if I miss a weekly update? We use a 2 misses system. First week missed, you receive an official warning and no penalty. Second week missed, your profile is automatically set to inactive. Gallery management will conduct an immediate review of the situation to understand the reason behind it. If nothing fraudulent is found, your status will be restored. How is the judging handled? Your work is scored from 1 to 10 across 12 specific criteria like assembly quality, color theory, innovation, and more. Your final score is a weighted average of expert judges' brand evaluation and public voter sentiment. Oh man, that's very interesting. Expert judges, brand evaluation, and public voter sentiment. I'm planning to build dioramas too. Will that be included in the final scoring? The answer is yes. Dioramas are extremely important to convey the story you're telling. Projects with or without dioramas will be treated as a whole and judged equally. Winners are announced September 9th. The build ends on September 9th. Judging takes place 10 to 15th. And the winners are announced on September 16th. Oh yeah, are there specific tools I have to use? While we encourage the use of Gaahleri airbrushes and Kaleido Colorworks paints, you're free to use the tools that best suit your craft. So that's very important, and I think they have to kind of say something like that. However, if you look and listen to the language used elsewhere, it definitely seems like they'd prefer you to use their products, right? The big difference here from what I'm reading is that this is not simply a building competition where they're looking to see the end result. They don't want to just see the final product. They want to see the entire journey and the process of you making something. To that point, it sounds like every week or something along those lines, you'll need to post video or images of your progress discussing how it's going. And I think that's really interesting. I don't know if that's been done before. You're basically making content for Gaahleri, right? You're entering an agreement to produce content for them. If you think about the GWCC, it's not that different, right? Like, there's an understanding that you're gonna have to use Bandai stuff. You're gonna have to use Gundam stuff, right? And obviously Bandai, they benefit from you making content, making models, showing it off online, showing your progress, and ultimately if you get far enough, you know, it'll be seen by a whole lot of people. So when we think about that, and Warhammer is the same, but if we think about that as it relates to Gaahleri, it's not the models, but rather the paint and the tools, right? And again, it does say that you're not required to use those things, but of course they would sure really like it if you if you use their stuff, right? And again, I don't think that's necessarily bad, but I think if you've been around long enough, I think if you've kind of paid attention to these things, been a part of enough competitions, it just seems to me that, like, for someone in my position where I actually do have some Gaahleri products, as of like 2 months ago, I do have some, and I also plan to buy more. But alongside this whole thing where I'm not really going to take part in competitions this year, at least that's the current plan, this actually seems like a pretty big investment of your time in a way that other competitions are not. But because this competition has a very like specific schedule, not just in terms of having the final product done for September, it seems, but a very like regimented publishing schedule for the process. Me, because I've been really enjoying working freely. I've been really enjoying painting and working freely without any kind of notion of competing. And I've talked about this before, but I feel like I've actually grown a lot because of that. And now the idea of having like just that much more pressure, not even just submitting a final piece, but also keeping up this regular posting schedule. It's just like, I don't think it's for me personally. I think I would be interested in seeing what comes of it. I would definitely think that there's going to be a lot of cool work that comes out of it, but I don't think this is for me personally.